All right, bear down. Bears Rams game day. This is my analysis of the game. We're going to be going over the logistics, key points that are needed for the Bears to win, and my final score prediction. So the logistics, it's at 5:30 at Soldier Field. And it's going to be on NBC, and it's going to be really cold. Really, really cold. This will be Stafford's first ever game playing in under 20-degree weather, which is a crazy stat considering that he's been playing for 19 years. And I think the Rams can be really affected by the cold because they only got in last night. They didn't really practice at Green Bay or anywhere else. They practiced, in Los Angeles where it's cold. So we're going to be going over the key points now. One of the keys that they need to do is they have to maintain the ball possession and field position in the first quarter or first half. They can't go 3-and-out every drive. They have to be able to, may have 6, 8, 10 play drives. And even if it doesn't result in points, you're still keeping Matthew Stafford off the field for a very allotted amount of time. And that makes him cold, especially in the colder weather. They just have to do that. And if it's necessary, we have to punt the ball. We have to do that. We can't go on it fourth down every time. We can go on it for like 4th and 1, 4th and 2 from the Rams 40-yard line. But if it's like our own 35, 40-yard line, we can't do that. We have to punt the ball, give them down at like the 20, 15-yard line. We have to do that. We can't go 4th down. That was one thing we really struggled against the Packers. All right, another key that we have to do is we have to run. We have to establish a run game early, especially with Joe Thuney playing left tackle this week. Obviously, Trapilo tore his patellar tendon last week, and it's going to be out for the whole season. Potentially, he's going into next season. We have to get him comfortable playing there early because the Rams have given up the 12th fewest rushing yards allowed and the fewest rushing touchdowns allowed. So it's going to be very tough to run the ball, but if we can, establish, get 4 or 5 yards early, I think that'd be really good to open our play action up and get Caleb Williams moving, get in touch with Colston Level in the passing game. I don't really have a concern because their secondary isn't really that amazing. It's more that their linebackers flow heavy, so if we could get play action, then we could fool them. And they also have a very good D-line who knows how to run and face the pass with Braden Fisk, Byron Young, and Jared Verse. All right, now we can move into the Bears defense. It's a way different story on the side of the ball. You can't really stop this Rams offense, but you can limit what they do good. And the one thing that they've been really good at this year is not forcing turnovers or not giving up turnovers, which is what we're really good at, is forcing turnovers. In all 6 games the Rams have lost this year, 5 of them is Matthew Stafford has had 1 or more turnovers. 4 of them is where he's thrown multiple interceptions in a game, like the game against the Falcons, the game against the Panthers. He had, I think, 3 interceptions per game in that game. And when he forces interceptions, it throws him off. It makes him more conservative, which is what the Bears have to do to win, is make him throw like the 5-yard curl routes. We can't let him go deep. And that's my next point, is we have to limit the explosive plays. The secondary and the linebackers, they have to be really good playing zone coverage to limit, the big 20-yard gains they get with like Davante Adams and Puka Nacua. We have to make them throw low to like a Higbee, like a 5-yard curl route to Higbee, or a 5-yard in route to like Puka Nacua. And you can't let them get the extra yards for the first down. So the zone coverage has to be on point today, basically. Also, another thing is we have to stop the run early. The run game isn't great, but it's good enough where they can throw the play action. And that's how teams get killed on defense, is when they go on play action. So if we could stop the run game early, which means our D-line has to be on point this week. They're not the worst in run defense, but they're not the best either. Then we can really have Stafford go in true drop back, and that's where we can get some pressure. And then my next point is that the linebackers have to play smart. They cannot bite on play action, and they have to trust the D-line and the secondary so that they don't have to think they have extra responsibility. Especially with TJ Edwards out, I think DeMarco Jackson has played really well this year in favor of TJ Edwards, but his leadership will be missed. That means he has to really, especially a guy like Tremaine Edmonds, he really has to trust in the rest of his teammates around him. Get it's been hard this year because their defense has been really crappy, so to say, but they really have to, lock in and trust each other. Play 11 guys on that defense. I think the most important thing is that they need to have a pass rush. Matthew Stafford has thrown those interceptions because he's been under constant pressure. They need to have a good blitz package this week because the Rams' offensive line is, they're decent, but it's not great. It's not like the Bears' O-line. I would expect a blitz on most plays from a Dennis Allen heavy blitz defense, which means that the secondary has to do a really good job in playing either man coverage when they blitz or when they don't blitz and they just send their 4D linemen. Then they have to play really good zone coverage because Stafford's not going to go and run. That means that the linebackers don't have to play, they don't have to have a spy and they can, play out and really play good zone coverage. So I think that I think it's going to be a good opportunity for the Bears to beat a good team like they have this past season. They haven't really been stellar teams. They beat Pittsburgh, they beat Philly, they beat Green Bay twice. I guess that would be the only good opponents that they've beaten, but that's good enough. It's not good enough, at least, for playing the Rams. The Rams are a completely different team. They have such a good offense. And like I said, I don't think we can stop, completely limit Stafford, but we can definitely limit what they do good. And I think that's the message that has to be sent is hey, we're not trying to completely wreck and stop this team, but we have to limit these type areas that they do good. And I think my final prediction, because of that, is going to be 34-31 Bears. High scoring game. I get it's cold. People are not going to want to play well. It's going to be a slower paced game, but I think points will be at the maximum, so to say. But that's my final score prediction.